iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to another race of the limited iRacing Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Tonight, we are for round number 8 here at the Linear Speedway. That's sadly no longer with us in real life, but it lives on in its legacy here on iRacing. Tonight, we'll see 13 drivers tonight do battle here around the shortest track on the schedule. Tonight, Braden Goddard comes in a 4-point advantage over Jacob York. We'll have to see who can come out on top as we got drivers heading off to qualifying. We're looking at the 76 machine of Connor Godson. We'll see what he can do. He had a pretty good run last week as Connor big time sideways into turn number 1 on his first time lap. He will back it on down, recollect himself as he loops it at the start-finish line here. So that'll actually do it for his lap. So we'll go maybe check out the 3 of Eli Lewis. First lap, quickest on the timing scoring of the drivers that have taken a lap. We'll see if he can go faster this time by as he comes off of turn number 4, gets a piece of the wall. That thing will have to be repaired a little bit, so he will not go faster than he did. Now we look at the 50 of Tristan Newman. Newman first lap in the books, goes P1 quick time with that lap. Just beats out Casey Beatty. Tristan here on lap number 2. We'll see if he can go even faster. As he gets loose off of turn number 4, he will not get faster. So we'll look at the 31 machine. He finished runner-up last week. We'll see what he can do here as Matt McGrath spins across the start-finish line, so that might disallow that lap as well, as a lot of drivers struggling a lot. As we now look at the 2 of Ethan Johnson, we'll see what he can do as Michael Lipp goes P number 4. Josh Siegfried goes P5 on the timing scoring, as Ethan Johnson a little bit of an issue. And then that will end his qualifying run for the 2 machine. As we do have another car out on track, Matt McGrath goes P number 2 on that lap, just 1/1000th of a second off of Tristan Newman. So in ties with Casey Beatty, so he will go P number 2 as he brings that thing back down pit side as we're about halfway done with qualifying. A lot of cars have taken a lap, and we did see some people struggle in qualifying. So that means that some laps were removed when it's all said and done. So we'll have to see how that turns on out. But right now, Tristan Newman currently sitting with the quick time, but still have a few more cars to take a lap if they elect to. As while we got a minute, we got to thank all the sponsors here for this LIS Racing Series. Some of them just popping up on your screen there. You got Jay's Stock Cars. Be sure to check them out for some great diecast cars, as well as Don Customs Diecast. If you want some custom 3D printed diecast, be sure to check them out as well. They do an awesome job. Also got to thank Premier Dental Arts and BG Designs. Check them out at BG Racing Designs if you want a paint scheme that really pops, especially on the broadcast booth like some of these cars out here tonight. As qualifying starts to wrap on up here. Still waiting for a few cars to take a lap time, but looks like they might not. So we'll do some race information for the LIS Outlaw Super Late models. Of course, tonight's the smallest track on the schedule here at Linear National Speedway. Just under a third mile. This thing, you'll want to be on the bottom as much as you can. Make this track as short as possible when it comes to this place, as there isn't any progressive banking or anything like that. So the lower you can go, the faster of a lap you'll have. And of course, we got to thank all the following sponsors, and be sure to check out their website for more information and some post-race updates. As we pull up the timing, the scoring tower one last time. And yeah, Tristan Newman in that 50 machine will put another notch for another quick time award for the series. I want to say this is at least his third. I think it's his fourth fast time here for the limited iRacing series. So Tristan Newman knows how to get the job done when it comes to qualifying. As now we get cars on the front stretch, as we get ready to run through tonight's starting order. Starting on pole, he did it again, folks. It's the 50 of Tristan Newman. Starting to his outside, he started P2 last week. We'll see if he can finish one spot better. That is Matt McGrath in the 31 machine. Row number 2 will be made up of Casey Beatty in the 45 machine. Starting to his outside, Michael Lipp in the 26. 5th place goes to Dean Thompson in the 51 machine. 6th is Josh Siegfried in the 12. 7th goes to Eli Lewis in the 3. 8th is Braden Goddard in the 38 machine, our current points leader. 9th goes to Connor Godson in the 76 machine. Curtis Heading in the 85 will start 10th. 11th is Jacob York in the 97 machine. 12th is Josh Hill in the 051. And rounding out the field tonight is Ethan Johnson in the Deuce. As we get ready to rock and roll here, folks, a nice field of super late models ready to do battle here for 150 laps here. That may seem like a lot of laps, folks, but it will click on by very quickly as we wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road. And Tristan Newman will lead us to green flag for race number 8. As he jumps on the loud pedal, folks, we are going green flag racing action for 150 laps. We'll see these drivers do battle as Tristan Newman gets away cleanly here over the 31 machine. Now, oh man, Michael Lipp big time sideways in 3 and 4, almost goes 3 wide. Connor Godson now trying to get up into the 5th position here as he's to the inside of that 26 machine. As we get our first yellow flag here tonight for, of course, another sponsor here, folks, Roundy's Lawn Care, as they will get some screen time here. But yeah, we'll take a look, see what brought out this first yellow, as I believe maybe it might have, involved the 85 machine, as KCBT maybe trying to get on around and Curtis Heading involved. So maybe we can try and back it up just a little bit more and see. And looks like BT trying to enter a little bit late. Curtis Heading trying to come down the racetrack, and they meet in the middle, and that sends the 85 machine sideways, and that would be enough to bring out this first yellow, as we see him here with some damage to that front end with him driving that car into that wall. So he will get waved on around. And folks, we're already ready to go back to racing action. The lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car, so we'll double fire them up and get ready to go back racing. As once again, Tristan Newman will lead us to green in that 50 machine. As the iRacing pace car heads down pit road, we get ready for green flag racing action. As we jump on the loud pedal, Tristan Newman gets away with a great start. Matt McGrath right on his back bumper. Eli Lewis third, and contact off of turn number 2 between Godson and Goddard. Braden Goddard trying to look to the inside of that 76 machine. Makes a little bit of contact right behind them, though. Jacob York and Casey Beatty, both drivers looking to get on the move here sooner rather than later. As we're already on lap number 8, Casey Beatty trying to roll that high side on this group, and he's doing it pretty well, as Connor Godson not letting Goddard anywhere to that bottom side. Like I said, folks, you want to keep that car as low as you can, because if you give up that inside, that's one-way ticket to the back. But 3 wide here as Casey Beatty, Connor Godson, and Braden Goddard make it work somehow. Casey Beatty having to go the long way around that top side. As we get a yellow flag, folks, this will put a slow to the action, as not sure where it came out, as we have the 51 machine down pit road. So we'll see if maybe that was the cause, as we'll take a look to see what brought out our second yellow flag of the night, as some pretty significant contact for the 51 machine with that outside wall, but I guess that was enough to bring out the yellow, as everyone else looks like they're under power up to speed. So Josh Hill in the 051 or the 51X machine bringing out this most recent yellow. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing, iRacing pace car heads down pit road. Tristan Newman jumps on the loud pedal. Oh man, Connor Godson, not with a good restart, makes a little bit of contact with Curtis Heading, but they all keep it straight for the most part. But Godson, I want to say, lost 3 or 4 positions on that restart. As we look up a little bit further, some side-by-side racing action from 4th on back on the speedway. As Braden Goddard trying to get around Eli Lewis. Jacob York also in the mix. Think about making it 3 wide, as they make contact here between the 97 and the 38. They keep it straight, though. That'll allow Casey Beatty to jump from the top side. And up front, Matt McGrath gets to the race lead. Tristan Newman falls to second, now under fire from the 26 machine. Michael putting the pressure on Tristan Newman, as one car sounded like hit the wall. Not sure where it was at on the speedway, but Matt McGrath putting down some very quick laps now that he's out there in front. About a 10th better than most of the cars on the field, except for that 45 machine. So Casey Beatty also looking pretty sporty as well. as we get our third yellow of the night. It looks like maybe that 51 machine may be involved as well, as we'll take a look. And yeah, it looks like Josh Hill maybe won't it on down, trying to get down the pit road. Maybe that was enough to bring out another yellow flag by being too slow, especially with the leaders right there. So we have to wonder if maybe that was the case. But whatever it was, I don't see any other incident or contact on the speedway, so I believe that's it. But Matt McGrath out there in front, so he'll be leading this field to green flag under our third yellow of the night. As we got the field doubled on up, McGrath controlling the race lead. He jumps on the loud pedal nice and early, gets away with a great restart. Now Eli Lewis trying to work that top side on the 26 machine. This may open up the door for the 45 of Casey Beatty, and that it does. So Casey now trying to work over Eli Lewis in the 3. Eli gets contact with Braden Goddard. Eli Lewis goes on around, involves the 2 machine as well, and I think that is all that involved. Maybe the 12 of Josh Siegfried. But that was definitely some contact to bring out this most recent yellow. So we'll take a look at the replay here to see what happened. You see Eli Lewis on this top side. Braden Goddard tries to hustle it on in there to close the door, and looks like maybe loses the front end, but then also gets a little help from the 2, and definitely that contact will spin out the car in the front every single time. So that sends Eli Lewis to the back as we are under our Roundy's Lawn Care 4th caution flag of the night. Right now the biggest mover on the speedway is this 97 machine, trying to close the gap to Braden Goddard in this points battle. Currently Jacob York is 4 points behind that 38 machine for the points lead here, and this is race number 8. So after tonight they have 2 more races to decide who walks away with the championship. As the lights once again are extinguished on the iRacing pace car, we get ready to go back. Green flag race in action. McGrath continues to lead the way. He took over the race lead right around lap 20-ish, and it hasn't looked back since that 31 machine. Pretty sporty from here on out as he gets away with another great restart. Tristan Newman able to slot into second. Now Casey Beatty will try and roll the top side on the 26 machine. That 45 machine looking pretty sporty, and further on back a whole hodgepodge of cars trying to sort themselves on out. Braden Goddard and Eli Lewis trying to hustle their way through this field. As we look up for the battle for third, they continue to go to door here. As you can see, Casey gets a little bit of advantage down the straightaways into the corner, but Michael able to roll the middle and initially off the corner better. As they do the crossover, Michael gets big time sideways under brake, and he has to chase that race car up the speedway. So that will hand the third place over to the 45 machine, who will try and catch these race leaders. As you jump a little bit further back, some side-by-side racing action between Eli Lewis, a little bit of a bump there to Braden Goddard. These two did get together for the most recent yellow, so we'll have to see how they race each other. A little bit up in front, Jacob York, big time contact with Connor Godson. Both cars somehow keep the machine straight, but Connor Godson now under fire I think may have gotten moved up the track a little bit as Braden Goddard goes around. Got a little bit of help, I think, from the 3 cars. So we'll have to take a look at the replay here. But we find ourselves under the 5th yellow of tonight. As we see the battle down the backstretch. So Connor Gottson just got passed by the 97 machine. The 38 comes in, gives him a little bit of a shot way down low on the speedway, trying to get to his inside, and has to come off the throttle. And yeah, maybe didn't get help from the 3. That was definitely close. Maybe we'll try one more different camera, but it almost looked like maybe there wasn't contact between the 2. We'll take a look here. Definitely contact there. Shot the 76 Fords. Loses that front end, so 38 tries to take advantage of it. And yeah, he did get a little bit of help. You can see that thing move. So we are under our 5th yellow flag here tonight. As the lights once again get extinguished on the iRacing pace car, we'll rack up the field once again. Now KCBT will be in the 3rd position. And we'll see what he can do as McGrath gets away with a great start once again. He shoots out like a cannon, able to have about 5 car lengths over, and KCBT now has the advantage on Tristan Newman, so that 45 machine will probably take over the 2nd position as the rest of the field all nose to tail on the bottom side. As Tristan Newman big time sideways, he somehow saves that 50 machine. But now you got to wonder, how hot is that right rear underneath that car? He's got to really take care of it for the next couple laps and not overheat that thing, as he now finds his way back to that bottom lane. But now he goes from 2nd on that restart all the way down to 4th when it's all said and done. As contact here, Jacob York, maybe some sort of issue. He slowed down low, so not sure what happened to the 97 machine. As, contact. Josh Siegfried comes in there late. There's the yellow flag. As, man, that looked like some sort of issue on Jacob York's end, as he made heavy contact with the 76 machine, then tries to keep that thing low all down the backstretch. So not sure if he maybe had a screen glitch or what happened. As you can see, even hit the inside wall, not realizing where he's at. And then, yeah, doesn't even turn the race car. Some sort of issue. And the 12 comes in, nails him in that passenger side door. So that's some heavy, heavy contact for both of those cars. So not sure what happened to the 97, but definitely had some sort of problem. As we're already almost a third of the way done with this race, folks. We've had 2 lead changes. Tristan Newman led us to green from qualifying on pole. Since then, Matt McGrath got on around him and hasn't looked back. But now he has KCBT right on his tail, as that 45 machine, I believe, had to start in the back from the start. So we'll have to see what kind of battle can unfold between the 45 and the 31 machine. As the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car once again, Matt McGrath will lead us to green. KCBT 2nd. Michael Lipp 3rd. Tristan Newman 4th. And Connor Godson round out the top 5. As we jump on the loud pedal, Michael with a big slide in that 26 machine. That could open up the door for KCBT to get on around on that top side. The 45 machine will do just that. He'll slide right in front of the nose of that 26 machine. But Connor Gotza big time sideways in that corner. He will not get turned. He will definitely have some help, but somehow hang on to that race car. But I was going to say, just a second before, he was big time sideways off of turn number 4. As right there, he was already sideways and 3 wide trying to make it work, and did get just a tiny bit. Maybe not. That was definitely close if he did get some help, because that thing already sideways on that car. But I don't believe anyone else was slow, as I believe that was the reason for this 7th yellow here tonight. And with the 7th yellow, folks, I'm going to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, folks, we are back here at the Linear Speedway for race number 8 of the LIS Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Matt McGrath will once again lead us to green flag here on lap number 55 of 150. Currently still have 10 cars on the lead lap. We had 12 take the green flag when it's all said and done, as a 31 machine jumps on the loud pedal, and not the best restart from him. We'll see if KCBT will try the crossover here going into turn number 3. He'll look to the inside. He'll get a nose on in there, but contact. Tristan Newman heavy to the backside of the 45 machine. So that will eliminate that Casey from trying to get to the lead, as Tristan Newman tries to roll that top side now on that 45 machine. Is more contact as they continue to battle for second on the speedways. Tristan Newman goes on around in turn number 1. We'll have to see if anyone else got collected. It looks like no, but definitely did get some help. The question is, did the 50 move or did the 26 move? As we will take a look at our first, or our 8th yellow flag. Is, oh, that's tough to tell from this camera angle, folks. We're gonna have to go back a little bit further, but slides on around and does collect the 3 of Eli Lewis. So one extra car was involved. As we take a look here, and we're looking at the contact between the 26 and the 50 down the front stretch here. As, yeah, it looks like the 50 got a little bit loose, and the 26 was coming up trying to run the normal line, and they definitely met in the middle, folks. So I don't think we could really pin it on either or. So as we see Tristan Newman coming back for the 45 machine. So not sure what that is all out about, but tempers flaring here, folks, and it's not even halfway in this race, as Tristan Newman not happy with how the 45 machine has ran him at some point tonight. As we are closing in on the halfway mark, folks. it looks like Michael Lipp will get caught a lap down in that 26 machine. We'll have to see what happens here, but he might have to have a restart here, a lap down, and try and work back to get that lucky dog. So that would be a tough break for him, as he was running in the 3rd position before this yellow flag. As the lights get extinguished on the iRacing pace car, we're ready to go back to green flag racing action, as Matt McGrath will lead us to green flag once again. As the iRacing pace car heads down pit road, we wait for the 31 to jump on the loud pedal. He does just that. We're green flag racing once again from linear. KCBT gets away with a pretty good start in 2nd. Will be able to jump down low and now keep the pressure on our race leader. As a little bit further back, Braden Goddard trying to get around Ethan Johnson in that 2. Looks like he'll be able to do that and bring along Tristan Newman. As for 3rd, Connor Godson was maybe thinking about trying to get around Eli Lewis. Now might be under fire from the 38 machine of Braden Goddard, who has Tristan Newman beating down his back bumper right behind him as well. And as you can tell, folks, a lot happening in a short amount of time here at Linear, with this track being the smallest on the schedule. Things happen here very quickly as Tristan Newman and Braden Goddard get together. But somehow Braden Goddard keeps that thing straight and loses, of course, the spot to the 50, but may only just lose another spot to the 26 machine. So Braden Goddard with the save of the night with that save, because that thing was very out of sorts very quickly. As up front, Matt McGrath continues to lead the way over KCBT, about a car length between each other. So Casey keeping the pressure on our race leader in case he makes any mistake. Eli Lewis, a quiet night so far, involved in an earlier incident, but currently running in the 3rd position. So Eli probably pretty happy where he's at with how his race has gone. 4th is Connor Godson, who got tagged there a little bit by the 26 of Michael Lipp, as one car stopped on the speedway. Luckily, everyone got around him, but it looks like Eli Lewis up and over. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that, folks. As we'll take a look at the replay here, as down the backstretch we look as they were lapping the 51X, and we'll see what happened down the backstretch. As, oh man, contact between the lap car and Eli Lewis. Like I said, Eli Lewis going up and over here once again. This isn't the first time this season that car has left all 4s, and that's always a heartbreak. We're just saying how Eli Lewis was doing so good, running a nice quiet race in 3rd for the most part, and then that happens. As we'll take a look one more time, ride maybe on board with Eli Lewis to see this flip here. As we jump on board with the 3, and as you'll see, folks, can't see that car coming from the right side, and then all of a sudden, bam, and then up and over. And once you get to this point, folks, you're just along for the ride. And then slides pretty heavily, driver's side roll bar, but then that thing comes to a rest just like that. So Eli Lewis, a tough break, but with us under yellow flag here, folks, we'll see the cross flags this time by. So halfway to go, halfway home in this race, and a little bit of a shakeup, folks. Matt McGrath down pit road, so he will pit from the race lead and give himself some 4 fresh Hoosier tires. So that will hand over the race lead to the 45 of KCBT, as the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car here right at the halfway point. We're under our 9th yellow, and we'll get ready to go to green flag racing action. As the iRacing pace car heads down pit road, we wait for the 45 to jump on the loud pedal. He just does that, and we go back to green flag racing action As for second, Tristan Newman and Connor Godsick go at it. Tristan Newman able to get on around, so now he'll set his sights on the 45 machine. And we saw the 50 was not happy with the 45 early in this race. We'll have to see how they race each other for the race lead if it comes to that. As Michael getting around the 85 machine of Curtis Heading. We haven't talked too much about that 85 machine here tonight. Curtis keeping that car clean, keeping it out of trouble, and doing what he needs to do in this beginning part of the race. As you see him cross on over Connor Godson in that 38 machine. So Curtis right now with that move puts him back into the top 5 when it's all said and done. I think Jacob York had some sort of issue. Well, he's still out on track, but he currently sits in the 7th position. As we get a yellow flag here, folks, we try and find it on the speedway, and I don't see anything out there, folks, so not sure where that yellow flag is from, but we'll take a look, try and see maybe what happened as we go through some different cams. And oh, there it is. Contact between the 76 and the 26 into turn number 3. That'll send both the cars into a big time slide, but they hang on to it for the most part. But that was enough to have race control, throw the yellow, and now we got some more cars down pit road. Tristan Newman, Connor Godson, and KCBT all down pit road. As I think when it all cycles on out, folks, Michael Lipp in that 26 machine will be our race leader. Curtis Heading, who I was just talking about, will be in second. Jacob York will restart in the 3rd position. As Curtis does jump down pit road, so that'll move all the cars behind that 85 machine up 1 position. As the lights are out once again on the iRacing pace car here for our 10th restart of the night. This time the 26 machine will lead us to green flag. As he jumps on the loud pedal, we go back to green flag racing action here as Jacob York will try the crossover. 1 car up very high. I think that's the 3 of Eli Lewis, also the 2 of Ethan Johnson, trying to stay out of the way for the most part. But KCBT already back up into the 3rd position here. And now we'll try and probably, it looks like, fight Jacob York in that 97 machine for that 3rd position. Or sorry, excuse me, 2nd even. As Casey looks to the top side, try and get some momentum going. We'll try and cross him on over, but contact, that'll send the 96 machine sideways. Somehow, Jacob York hangs onto that race car when it's all said and done, but I think that was enough to bring out the yellow, because that thing was very out of shape. So we'll take a look once again here at the replay between KCBT and Jacob York. As you can see, the 45 gets into the back bumper of the 97. 97 has a big slide, does overcorrect it a little, but keeps that thing straight somehow and off the wall. So heck of a save. That definitely is the new save of the night by the driver of that 97 machine, Jacob York. As folks, we have already made it to lap 90 of 150. We're almost to the 2/3 mark of this race already. And at least for me up here in the booth, you know, this race has flown on by, especially with everything happening so quickly here at the Linear Speedway. Now, I definitely don't have enough time to even catch my own breath. Looks like the 45 machine of KCBT will claim that yellow, so he'll drop to the back of the field. And it looks like Jacob York will be able to keep his spot, so a very gentleman thing to do from that 45 machine. You love to see it, so Mike will once again lead us to green. But now Jacob York still in second, but now Matt McGrath up into third, Connor Godson fourth, and Tristan Newman back up into fifth for this 11th restart of the night. As we'll wait on the 26 machine to jump on the loud pedal. He'll do just that. Jacob York, his contact, Connor Godson trying to go up through the middle, but somehow him and the 31 machine keep those cars straight, as now Tristan Newman will try and get on around that 76 machine, as Connor Godson not making it easy for anyone to get on by, as now McGrath to the inside of Jacob York for second, as we keep a look at these battles here for the top half of these speedways. And big time contact, the 31 machine, excuse me, hard into that outside wall. Cars flying up everywhere, and that was some heavy contact between the 31 and the 97. We'll take a look off of turn number 4 to see what happened. As you can see, they're already almost contacting. Oh man, that's a heavy hit for both of those race cars, both somehow leaving the speedway surface, but that is a vicious hit for Matt McGrath. 45 degrees with a car pushing you into the wall, you know. That is definitely how things can, cars can get very hurt, drivers can get very hurt with hits like that. As we'll take a look one more time at the replay here, and maybe try and ride on board with someone like the 76 machine, as he sees out in front of him 2 cars heavy into the wall, and then underneath both of them for Connor Godson. So pretty wild stuff from that wreck, but big time damage to both of those cars. So that will once again re-rack the standings here as we get to lap 100 of 150. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing action, we'll see the lights extinguished on the iRacing pace car. Michael Lipp in that 26 machine looking pretty sporty. He has led the last couple restarts and making it work for him, as now Tristan Newman will restart second, Connor Godson third, KCBT now back up into the top 5 and 4th, and Ethan Johnson, another driver with a quiet race, doing pretty well for himself in 5th. As Michael jumps on the loud pedal, we go back to green flag racing action. Tristan Newman able to get down low, and KCBT getting sent way up the racetrack, I believe from the 76 of Godson, as now they go back to 3 wide, as some more contact between some cars, but they all keep it green and straight somehow. As once again 3 wide racing action between Grath, Heading, and Ethan Johnson, as Heading does go on around in 3 and 4, as that will bring out our 13th yellows. That was just a little bit too much to ask for here at the Linear Speedway. As we'll take a look to see what happened here, but 3 wide on a short track, always very tough. They somehow make it off of turn number 2, but by the time they get into turn number 3, could not make it work, as Ethan Johnson and Curtis Heading mistimed the turn in being 3 wide, and that heavy contact is enough to send that 85 machine sideways. And oh man, Jacob York comes in and collects some more damage to that 97 machine as well. As with this yellow, folks, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back on the other side Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, folks, we are back here at Linear Speedway for race number 8. Michael Lipp will lead us to green, Tristan Newman second, Matt McGrath back up to third, KCBT fourth, Connor Godson fifth. As we wait on the 26 machine to jump on the loud pedal, he just does that. A little bit of an issue on the start, though. Tristan Newman contact with the 26, but everyone keeps it straight for the most part, and we stay green as KCBT with a full send down low. He'll get to the inside of the 50. As McGrath tries to clear, he does clear, so he'll set his sights on our race leader. As some very intense battles here in the top 4 of the speedway. A little bit of contact for our race leader off the bumper of the 31 machine. As that will be enough to open up the inside door for KCBT, who goes into the wall. Heavy contact between him and Tristan Newman, as that was another bad shot from another racer here tonight. As we'll take a look here at the replay, but definitely some contact between the 50 and 45. These guys already not the most happy with each other. I'm sure this won't help as the 50 tries to keep the 45 low, and they slide on up, and yeah, look at that. Oh, up and almost over for KCBT. Curtis Head and Connor Godson also come on in there a little bit later and are involved in that. And somehow KCBT gets that thing rolling in the right direction, but is back down pit road to get some damage repaired as we're under our 14th yellow here. As a little bit of an issue there, but we get that thing sorted on out. Not sure what happened there, because I believe that was on iRacing side, as we still have everyone in the race here, so we're not going to go anywhere. As we're under our 14th yellow flag here tonight, the most recent one being contact between the 50 and the 45 machine, who will get to restart right next to each other when that'll happen, but already into the closing stages of this race on lap 115 of 150. So about 35 more laps to go here tonight. Michael Lipp has led since the pit road cycles have cycled on out, so a 26 machine elected to pit early, stay out there in front, and using that to his advantage, as he did get a shot from the 31 last time, but for the most part has been sitting pretty out there in front. We'll see if that changes as we get ready for another restart. As the 26 jumps on the loud pedal, we go back to green flag racing action as contact. The 26 goes up and around. They continue to wreck on the front stretch, as I believe Tristan Newman goes on around as well. So contact for the restart leaders. We'll have to take a look here to see what happened to bring it on out. You can see already very close quarters on this restart, as the 31 tries to time it right, jumps on it, has to check up because the 26 waited to go, and then not sure if maybe he got some contact or it's tough to tell. Well, we'll take a look one more time, but I'm not sure if he got contact from Jacob York that sent him down, or maybe Matt spun his tires, but definitely that 31 machine, I want to say, moved on down, got the 26's right rear. Yeah, you see he got a little bit of a shot from the 97, and that's enough to send that car just down far enough that he gets the right rear fender of our race leader and turns him on. Heavy contact to that outside wall. We've seen a lot of hard hits with that outside wall here tonight. But Matt will claim that yellow. He'll go to the back. That will allow our race leader to stay the same, get a spot back. As we're under our 15th yellow for Roundy's Lawn Care. So Roundy's getting some good screen time here tonight. Also, some other sponsors we got to give a huge shout out to is, of course, Jay's Stock Cars. Check them out for some awesome diecast. They have some great, especially NASCAR diecast. And, of course, Don's Custom Diecast. If you need some custom ones done, be sure to check them on out. We're using some of his for this series to give out to people and whatnot. They look pretty sweet. Also got to check out, give a shout out to Premier Dental Arts and BG Designs. You can check them out at bgracingdesigns.com. As Jacob York will be the driver leading us to green in that 97 machine. Connor Godson starting to that outside front row as the 97 machine jumps on the loud pedal. We go back to green flag racing action. Jacob York gets away with a great restart. A little bit further back, it's a lot more hectic as Connor Godson tries to take away that inside line, and Curtis Heading goes around in that 85 machine in the middle of the speedway, and that will be enough to once again bring out the yellow flag as everyone woes their cars on up. And we'll take a look at the replay here as he is already sideways on the speedway as they're once again trying to make three wide racing action work, and not enough room, especially being that low on the speedway, to make three wide work between all those cars. As this time by at the start finish line, we will see 25 laps to go. So we are in the final stages when it is all said and done. As Jacob York, we saw him have issues tonight with some sort of technical issue. Was riding on around probably for the most part in the back for that reason. But now here in the closing stages, he's right where he needs to be as Braden Goddard is one lap down. So if Jacob York can finish 4 spots ahead of this 38 machine, you know, he will take over the race lead here after race number 8 with only 2 races left to go. Let me double check my history books here, folks, but I want to say Jacob York did start off this season leading the points championship, then lost it after, I want to say, race number 2 to Braden Goddard, and since then Braden Goddard has held the reins, but tonight that points lead could be in jeopardy as the lights go out on the iRacing pace car. We'll get the field 2 double file on up. The 26 machine once again back up into, it looks like, the top 5 when it's all said and done. So he's another man on a mission as the iRacing pace car heads down pit road. We wait for Jacob York to jump on the loud pedal. He does that with a little bit of an issue, but they stay all good for the most part. And this time by at the start finish line, we'll see 20 laps to go. KCBT trying to roll that top side on Tristan Newman. He's got an advantage here as Jacob York goes way down the speedway into turn number 1. This could give the race lead over to KCBT. He's just got to keep that momentum as contact between him and the 97 machine. Somehow KCBT hangs onto that race car and only loses a spot because of it, maybe 2. as more contact for KCBT, this time between him and the 26 machine. He somehow keeps that thing straight, but that would be enough to bring out our 17th yellow flag here tonight. So we'll take a look at the contact between him and the 26 machine. Michael Lip looks like a little bit high on the speedway, but Casey doing a heck of a job to keep that thing straight and prevent anyone else from getting into him and extending that caution and damaging any more race cars. So heck of a job by that 45 machine when it's all said and done. As we get to the closing stages, folks, we'll take a look at some different cars. Maybe some different cameras too. You know, we haven't checked out any cool ones. We'll see, we'll do fan cam. As you can see, I'm clicking through all sorts of good fan cams out here tonight. Maybe we'll do fan cam number 2 for this restart as we get ready to go back to green flag racing action here with inside of 20 laps to go. As we see the lights get extinguished on the iRacing pace car, we'll double file up the field and try and go back to green flag racing action here in the closing stages. Jacob York will once again lead us to green flag as he jumps on the loud pedal. We go back to green flag racing action here as the field gets away pretty cleanly here. 3 wide racing action around mid-pack though as Jacob York tries to separate himself from the craziness behind. Tristan Newman gets sent on around off the bumper of the 31 machine. KCBT also spins as well, and a lot of contact and damage race cars here to bring out our caution number 18. As we take a look here, and yeah, you see the contact between the 50 and the 31 machine. KCBT gets involved as well, and more cars spinning down low. Ethan Johnson and Michael Lip as KCBT, I think, gets some more help from the 85 machine of Curtis Heading. So we'll take a look here. And KCBT sees the 50 spinning up top, tries to go down low, gets clipped by him, tries to hang on onto it. Yeah, Curtis trying to avoid the wreck, just clips that left side of that 45 machine, sends him into that inside wall. So a lot going on here in the closing stages. As when it's all said and done now, folks, we are inside of 10 laps to go here for race number 8. As it looks like the 50 machine of Tristan Newman, the only car down pit road, getting some fresh tires on that car, but we'll see if that will be enough for him to get around 8 cars in front of him here with less than 8 laps to go. As the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car, Jacob York will lead us to green. Connor Godson in second. Curtis Heading in third. Matt McGrath in fourth. And Ethan Johnson will round out the top 5 as we wait for the 97 machine to jump on the loud pedal. He does that. We are back green flag racing action as Connor tries to hold off both lanes behind him as Curtis Heading with that quiet race up into the top 5 here, trying to battle for second, maybe third, as he goes all the way down low here. As, contact, Curtis Heading up and over, and some more cars up and over. Ethan Johnson will end up on his lid, so we are under our 19th yellow here tonight, and we got to take a look to see what brought it on out. I believe it had to be some contact between Connor Godson got a shot from the 31 machine. Curtis Heading, not realizing that 31 machine checked up that much, makes contact with him, and a lot of cars involved there. And Ethan Johnson ending up and over, and that will probably be the end to his night here. It'll end a little prematurely, but this will open on up the door for some green-white checkered. So if you didn't think it was crazy enough, folks, now we got some green-white checkers to throw into the mix. As we are under green-white checkered territory, Jacob York continued to lead the way. He is the biggest mover of this race. Currently has a 6-point advantage in this race over Braden Goddard, which will put him into the points lead. But a lot can happen in these 2 laps. Connor Gadsden in that 76 machine is in second. Casey Beatty has rebounded all the way to the 3rd position. Tristan Newman, also a good rebound, in 4th. And Matt McGrath in that 31 machine rounds out the top 5 here for green-white checkered attempt number 1. As we wait for the iRacing pace car to head down pit road. And we are back green flag racing here at Linear. Jacob York gets away with a pretty good start. Somehow, I don't know where he came from, but Matt McGrath with a big time send. KCBT now hangs on to 3rd position, but we go white flag here. 1 more lap to go. Jacob York just needs to see 2 more clean corners for him in that 97 machine. And it looks like Jacob York, he wins race number 1. He'll win race number 8 here at Linear. Connor Gadsden in that 76 machine brings it home in 2nd, and 3rd goes to Casey Beatty in the 45 machine, as that will wrap up tonight's race, and we'll keep the camera on the 97 machine of Jacob York to burn on down for the fans at home, as he will do just that, folks. So we'll watch him burn on down. Then after that, we'll throw it to commercial, and we'll talk to the top 3 when it's all said and done. So don't go anywhere, folks. Alrighty, folks, we are back here at the Linear Speedway, and we're trying to dial up, I believe, our third place finisher, that being Casey Beatty. And folks, we'll try and get a copy from the 45 machine. Casey, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here. Do we got a copy to the 45 machine? Alrighty, folks. So it looks like Casey BT not answering the call here tonight. So we'll try and get a word with him at some other point. So we'll now jump to our second place finisher. That being the 76 of Connor Gadsden. As we get him dialed up here. Connor, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. You got me right here.
Alrighty, man. Long season for you, but you park it down here in the runner-up position. Man, how was that 76 machine when it's all said and done?
I mean, tonight I was running probably the best I've ever run all season. I felt confident in the car for once. I've had a really uneven season so far. It's just been tough, and it feels really good to pull out the points when it matters here.
Yeah, Connor, I tell you what, heck of a job by you here tonight. You put that 76, of course, a little bit of a turbulent night here, but you tough it on out and put the car where you needed to with those last couple restarts. With about 20 to go, you restarted third, second, and held on to that second place. Heck of a job by you. What'd you maybe figure out here tonight at Linear?
Well, me and Casey were in each other's ear pretty much the whole time here, and we were just bouncing ideas back and forth. But the main idea here was to just stay out of trouble and put the car at the front, and that's kind of what I did. And that's what I stuck to, is just staying out of trouble, stick the car to the front.
Awesome job, Connor. And looking forward, we're starting to wrap up this season, but of course here on the podium, that's heck of a job by you. But maybe what are some end of the season goals in these last two races when it's all said and done?
I mean, me and Michael are running real close there for Rookie of the Year. I think going into this race, we were separated by 3 points, and I think my goal is just hold on to that lead as long as I can and try to hold it till the end of the season. And that's all I can really do is finish consistent, try to hold on to it.
Yeah, Connor, that would be a heck of a job. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind too. Make sure to make some comments on that, especially if that battle's that close for the Rookie of the Year. I'll write that down in my notes as well. But yeah, Connor, that last green-white checkered, restarting in that second position, very tough thing to do. What was kind of going through your mind, and how'd you end up getting the job done there?
I mean, I was just thinking to myself, I know I got a bunch of, tonight, a bunch of the guys weren't being very smart on track. I know I didn't have a few smart guys behind me, but I knew me and York were going to battle it to the end there. So I was just thinking, stick it with York, and that's the way to get through it all.
Yeah, heck of a job by you, Connor. That was very fun to watch, and get up here on the podium, get to talk to you. Always, it was nice talking to you. But before we let you go, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this 76 crew with this runner-up finish.
I want to thank Casey for giving me some solid advice throughout the race. I want to thank York for running me clean, and I of course want to thank everybody at home, making this type of stuff possible. We wouldn't be here if there wasn't people to watch. So thank you guys for watching week in, week out.
Alrighty, awesome stuff from me, Connor. Once again, a pleasure talking to you. You have yourself a great rest of the night, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again before this season is over.
You too, Brett. Have a good one.
Alrighty, that was the 76 machine of Connor Gadsden, finishing in the runner-up position. Now we'll try and talk to our race winner down in victory lane, that being Jacob York in the 97 machine. Jacob, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. I got you, Brett.
Alrighty, man. We're chatting once again down in victory lane. Like I was saying on the broadcast, you won race number 1 of the season. you bring it home, parking in victory lane for race number 8. How you feeling in that 97 car?
Man, the confidence we've been building here lately with the top 3 runs that we've been having, it just really led into this, and we didn't really have a very fast piece tonight at all. I would say Casey and Matt were definitely the dominant cars. Michael was fast as well, but we just kept our nose clean and was there when it mattered most. I do want to send out a sincere apology to Joshua. I was lagging there earlier in the race, and I tried to get to the bottom of the track as I was blinking out, and I took him out, and I hate that for him and his team, but can't say enough about my drive tonight. I'm very excited to take the points lead from Braden this late in the season.
Yeah, Jacob, I was just going to ask you about that. So you win this race, of course. Braden, I think, finishes 5th or 6th when it's all said and done. You pick up the points lead. You haven't seen the points lead since race number 1. How's that feeling for you? And what's the goal with 2 races left in this season?
Man, we just got to keep the top 3s going in these last 2 and keep the 38 in our rear view. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, that's always a good game plan there, Jacob, from you. And, yeah, best of luck to you. I'm sure we'll be talking to you before it's all said and done by the end of the season. So, Jacob, before it gets too late here, I'm going to go ask you, down here in Victory Lane, who you want to thank on this 97 team and crew?
I can't thank the Holston River Machine Shop enough. They do it all for me, like I say, just about every week we talk on and off track. Thank Miller Racing Graphics for the hot scheme. It's a throwback scheme to the 97 team 20-some years ago. And I want to say thanks to my family that's always been there to support me. And thank you, Brett, for a heck of a broadcast.
All righty, Jacob. Well, you have yourself a great rest of the night. Like I said, I'm sure we'll be talking to you before it's all said and done for the season. So, Jacob, enjoy this win.
Thank you, sir.
All righty, folks. That was Jacob York down in Victory Lane. We're going to go wrap things on up because I think my internet is not being happy. So, we'll run through tonight's finishing order and get us up on out of here. So race results look like the following. Jacob York in the 97 machine picks home the win. Connor Gadsden in the 76 finishes 2nd. 3rd is Casey BT in the 45 machine. 4th is Tristan Newman in the 50. Braden Goddard in the 38 rounds out the top 5. 6th is Michael Lipp in the 26. 7th is the 31 of Matt McGrath. 8th is Eli Lewis in the 3. Curtis Heading in the 85 machine finishes 9th. 10th goes to Ethan Johnson in the 2. 11th, Josh Hill in the 051. 12th is Josh Siegfried. And Dean Thompson did not make the start. As we got to give a big shout out to Jay's Stock Car Diecast. Be sure to check them out for all your diecast need. Of course, Don's Custom Diecast if you need some custom work done, especially for any specific cars. Be sure to check them on out. Of course, Premier Dental Arts for all they help with. And BG Racing Designs. Also got to give a huge shout out to this admin team. All the drivers that tune on in and join these races. Of course, all the viewers watching at home. And all the fans in the stands. Thanks each and everyone. I've been Brett the Jet from Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to check out Turn 3 Racing Network throughout the week, as there's a lot of racing to be watched, a lot of racing to be had. Be sure to check out all the broadcasters. And everyone will catch you same time, different track, but on the same place on the Turn 3 Racing Network for race number 9. We'll love to see you there. Everyone have a safe week. Have a good one, and we'll catch you on the flip side. I'm Brett the Jet, and I just flew by you.